Okay, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us. It is Elevate Women in Business, and we are live. We have a topic tonight on how to make your post last a little bit longer. And so Becky's been studying up and implementing some of the things that she's been learning, and she's here to pay it forward tonight. So thank you guys for joining us, and hopefully you will get some value. Take it away, Miss Becky.
All right. Hello, everybody, and I'm super excited. I always geek out when we get ready to do these because when I learn something that just blows my mind and it's super simple to do, I have to share it. So one of the things that we've always been told is to make sure that you're wishing everybody a happy birthday, right? So when their birthdays pop up, you either send them a message or you go and comment on their page. Well, let me ask you, when somebody does that to your page, what do? You scroll right through the hundreds of happy birthdays, and at the end of the day, you say, thank you, everybody, right? You don't try, I mean, some people try to answer everybody. I used to, and I drove myself crazy trying to do it. So tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to make a post rejuvenate. You're going to rejuvenate a post. So here's the thing. When Facebook shows you a memory, so we're talking about memories, and I don't know how to screen share, so y'all are just going to have to visualize this. Memories are super important, and I notice now as I go back on my memories, I posted so much direct sales vomit. we know that we learned the wrong way when those memories pop up from 4 and 5 years ago that we didn't do it the right way. So whenever a post pops up, hi Paulette, welcome. When a post pops up, that's a memory, right? Time Hop and Facebook, will pop up the memories for you. I asked today, I did a poll today on our page. Should you share it? Should you copy and paste it and give it a cool background so that it kind of re-energizes the post? Or should you go in the memory and comment on it? And I forgot to look before we got started, but I know Bobby said that she would probably copy and paste it. So I don't know if y'all want to drop in the chat what you would do, but I thought you should copy and paste it as well. But the answer is actually the best way to make it so successful and for it to help your algorithm is to actually go into that memory and hit the comment button and comment again. Okay? Don't share it. Don't copy and paste it, because we know that shares don't work. We were learning that last time, right? Copying and pasting it would be okay because people aren't going to remember that you posted it 3 years ago. But here's the thing. When you think about those memories that pop up, you go to that post and you see that you had 45 people that liked it, loved it, they left an action, right? Excuse me. Or you had 28 comments. It's better to rejuvenate that conversation, to get that conversation going again, than it would be to copy and paste it. Why? Because people on that post, you might not have talked to them in a while. It's been 3 years, it's been 5 years, whatever it may be. So you want to go into those memories, click on the comments, and comment on that post again. So the best way to do that is to read the conversation that was going on. So let's say 3 years ago, I made a post and Vanita, you commented on it. And let's say that Nicole isn't in our direct sales business and Bobby's not in our direct sales business. And they also commented on it, right? I would go then to either Bobby's comment or Nicole's comment, and I would respond to that comment 3 years later. Why? Because I probably had forgotten to follow up with Bobby or forgotten to talk to Nicole, because we keep adding friends all the time. And so you may not still be talking to those people. But regardless of where you post in that comment thread, everybody that liked, loved it, hugged it, hated it, cried about it, or commented is going to get a notification that you said something in that post. And the post is going to pop up again. Guess what that does for your algorithm? Boost it back up. And you start being in their algorithms again. Mind blown. I was so excited when I read that. That was so cool to me. So half of your engagement happens, remember 2 weeks ago we said half of your engagement happens in the first 90 minutes after you post. So you have an hour and a half once you post one thing before it kind of loses its life. So that's why we always say to go back and stoke the coals. Let people comment. When people wish you a happy birthday, don't go say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you as they're happening. When you make a post and people are commenting on that post, don't treat it like an inbox. It doesn't have to be done right away. You want to stretch that post out. You want to stretch that engagement out as long as you can. Because once 90 minutes comes, an hour and a half comes and goes, if you've already answered everybody that's commented, that post is dead. It's gone. People aren't going to see it. And so you have to go back into that post to comment later so that you're stoking the coals. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. So also they said that 80% of your engagement happens in 6 hours after you post. That was one of the notes I wrote down. And then the rest of your engagement kind of just trickles. So when you, also the other thing that you can do is when you go to the post and you make a comment, you know how when you make a post, you tag people? So I know for all of us on Flex Friday, we tag every Thriver that we know. Bobby, y'all probably tag every Tupperware person that you know, right? Instead of tagging somebody, mention them in the comments, right? So you make your post, and then as people are commenting below, you want to pull them into that conversation. So if I was having a conversation, if I made a post and the post was super successful, I posted, did y'all see my baby armadillo video that I put on TikTok the other day? I shared it, right? And people were commenting about it. Well, what I should do that now that that's kind of, that was yesterday, so it's kind of died off, I can go back in there because there were so many comments, and I can pull somebody in to that instead of tagging them. I can go into the comments, and let's say that Benita never commented and she's not a Thriver, she's not a friend, she's not somebody that I talk to all the time, but I want her in my network. I would then go into the comments and I would say at Benita K. Black so that it tags her in the comments, but I'm not tagging her so that it shows up on her page. And I would say, at Benita K, do you have baby armadillos in your neck of the woods? What happens? She's now pulled into that conversation, and I'm able to conversate with her about a topic, and she's going to start seeing, she's more apt to start seeing my posts. So it just helps your algorithm. Let's see. So you always want to, whenever you do a comment, you want to do something that's leaving value, right? So if we're talking about just our normal everyday life, right? Because you're not just supposed to Tupperware vomit on everybody or Paper Chef vomit or whatever direct sales that you do. You don't want to just constantly post about that, right? We're talking about living life. We're talking about going on adventure. We're talking about sharing our world with everybody. And in that, they can see that we live what we do, right? Everybody knows when they look at my Facebook page what I do. I mean, I don't plaster it everywhere, but they know what I do. They probably know that I'm a thyroid cancer survivor. They probably know that I rescue dogs and have too many. They know that I live in hot and humid Louisiana because I talk about it all the time. So whenever you go, let's say that I'm going to go and I'm on Nicole's page and Nicole has a comment, or maybe, maybe there's a post that I made about our kids going to college and Nicole hasn't said anything on this. I'm sorry, I'm using you as an example. But I would go into that comment and I would say, at Nicole Howard Kyle, I would tag her that way. I would say, at Nicole, how is Julie enjoying McNeese? What does that do? That gives her a notification that I mentioned her in that comment. She's now going to be drawn into that conversation, and now she's going to see more of what I put on my page, right? You don't want to do this with your teammates because they know what you do and you talk to them all the time, but I'm just giving you all an example where you can relate. Okay, so then later you drop back into the comments, and I did this the other day just to test it. It was so cool. So I had a friend that asked about, they were going to Destin, Florida. We have a dear friend who's been friends for 30 something years that lives in that area. So what I did, these people don't know each other. They have no clue who each other are, but they were going to that area. So and they were asking about things to do in Destin, Florida, or restaurants to eat at. So what I did was I went into the comments and I said, at Veronica Hughes, what's the best restaurant to eat at nowadays in your area? What did that do? That brought Veronica, my friend that lives in the Destin, Florida area, into that conversation where she can now comment and talk to these people that made the post, and that opens their network to me so that I can see other people that are also commenting. They see that I'm bringing in value, or that I'm giving them a person who has value. And so therefore, you're going to be able to see more of their people. And the person that I brought in, of course, she's a team member of mine. So now she's open to their network. Does that make sense? Okay. So that brings the emphasis back to the post. And always when you're looking at your comments, make sure that you have them on most relevant. You don't want to have to go through tons. Instead of them showing you in chronological order, you want to use most relevant. It's going to show you the comment of the people in which you have the most engagement. And so, or the comments that are getting the most engagement. So always put that to most relevant. When friends of yours leave comments, or when the person who posts leaves a comment, it will show up in the algorithm more. So my question was, well, why? So Facebook says that your friend is talking about something and your other friend, Sally, said something about it. So therefore, y'all are connected and y'all are friends when really you've never met before in your life. But so I'm going to read directly from my notes so that it makes more sense. For me to explain it, I know what I'm talking about. So here's my note. So my note is, when friends of yours leave comments, or when the person who posts leaves another comment, it will show up in the algorithm more. And the question was why. Facebook says your friend is talking about something and your other friend, Sally, said something, and then your friend said something. So that's what's relevant, because that's a conversation that's going on. So Facebook says, oh, this must be an important conversation because look at the engagement. So that comment, if you reply to it, it's going to show more people, it's going to be shown to more people, because this person is connected to a lot of your friends. So you want to comment on those first. So when you see a lot of conversations going on within your post, you want to go and comment on those conversations. Remember, when you comment on a post, don't just leave the actions. You can leave what I do is I like, love, whatever the action emoji thing is, and then I go leave a thoughtful comment. That way I know when I'm scrolling back through Facebook later, I've already commented on that, and I can go look to see if anybody has engaged with what I left. And that kind of tells me, am I leaving value, or am I just kind of there as a spectator? So that kind of helps me think about what other people are going to want to, what other people are finding value in. Sometimes it's just, you know, friends talking, and that's okay too. Let's see what's next. So always leave a longer comment, because Facebook thinks it's more relevant and it's going to show up at the top of the feed. So if you just say that a girl, like it and say that a girl, yours isn't going to pop up to the most relevant because it's not a very long comment. So instead of saying that a girl, I'm going to say, oh my gosh, Benita, that's a beautiful balloon garland. Where did you get those balloons, girl? And how long did it take you to make them? Right? So you're going to want to make that comment long so that it pops it up into most relevant. Okay, then his big thing, and he kept saying this over and over, and I was so guilty of this, was stop treating your comments like it's in a chronological to-do list. It's like, you don't have to go answer them right then. You want to keep stoking those coals. So in the 90-minute window that you have, you want to respond to the most relevant ones first. I was doing it just chronological order because I'm like, well, I don't want to reply to Vanita before I reply to Bobby because Bobby said something. No, that's not how it works. So don't do that. You want to respond to the most relevant ones first, and then you want to do that for about 15 minutes, and then you want to let it sit and simmer. Let it sit and simmer for about another 15 minutes, and then you go back to that same post and ask a question in the comments. And I found that, again, to be mind-blowing. So you can go to the comments, and it could be, I don't know, I should have gotten a better example than my armadillo thing, but you can go in there and you can ask a question about, has anybody ever had a pet armadillo before? Or is it true that armadillos carry leprosy or whatever? People want to give you their opinion, right? They want to tell you what they know, and we all know everything about everything. So it's always good to ask a question within that thread of posts because it gets more engagement. Does that make sense? And I talk with my hands, I'm sorry. Okay, I mean, I'm not sorry, but I'm just explaining. Next, anyway, all right, moving on. So let's see what he says. Okay, so he made this post the other day, and this was pretty cool. It says, who is someone you believe in and why? You know how many people are going to comment on that? I believe in Vanita because I know she's a godly woman, and I know that if I need prayer, that's who I'm going to. She's my prayer buddy. And I also know I can call her in tears and she can't hear me and can't understand me because I'm just a blubbering idiot, but she's going to pray me through it. So if you ask questions like that, anytime you ask people for their opinion, they're going to give it. So when you have, you may just be thinking one day that you don't know what to post that day, right? Just ask a question. Ask a question. I think his question the other day was, if I wrote a book, what topic would you like me to write about? He had, I don't know how many answers to that. So that was a good one. And then just remember that when you ask these questions and people start to leave their comments, you don't have to go answer them right away. This is all about making that post last longer and getting more people to come into that conversation. So let's take Bobby now for an example. I'll pick on Bobby for a little bit. So Bobby, you make a post about your flowers. Oh my gosh, if y'all didn't see Bobby's pictures about her flowers the other day, well, I guess it's been a couple of weeks. She has some beautiful flowers going on. And so let's say that Vanita posted pictures of her flowers. And I wanted to bring Bobby into that engagement, right? I would say, at Bobby, Dolbear. Did I say that right? Dolbear? Look, I'm good sometimes. I would say, at Bobby, have you ever seen these flowers before? That's a comment on Vanita's post that I'm bringing Bobby into, okay? Now, Bobby has been exposed to Vanita's feed. Vanita now has a new friend that she can talk to. And so then she goes back and stokes those coals again because they can have conversations and she can ask more questions. So it shows Facebook, and it's not to build your, it is to build your network, but it's also just to keep that algorithm going. That's what this is all about, is to keep your algorithm to where you're seeing more people. And let's say Bobby posts a picture about a flower, you're commenting on her post, you're in her feed, and all of her friends are going to see you, and you're adding value, right? They may go to your page and say, who is this Becky chick? Of course, they get to my page and they say, she's got great roots. She needs to go get that done. But, so then you pop up into her feed more because you're more relevant, because you're leaving longer comments. And then Bobby's going to wait a few minutes and she's going to stoke the coals again, right? So you're going to keep that post going. Then guess what? Next year, when Time Hop pops that memory up, because it was a post that had a lot of engagement, now Bobby can go and make another comment in that post and say, Vanita, I've got another flower for you. And you might not have talked to Vanita in a year, right? So it's always going to help bring those conversations back up, rejuvenate them, and give them new life. Let's see. Oh, also, you don't have to have something to say. When people are engaging on your posts, let them engage. When they're talking to each other, let them engage. You don't have to be a part of that conversation. Just let them talk, and then go in every now and then and add value, but let them talk, because that also shows Facebook that you're a valuable person, that you're contributing to being social, and so they're going to show your stuff more. So here's a question. Should you like and comment on every comment on the post? You can, but your goal is to have as many comments as possible for you to respond to. So if you respond to all of them right away, you see how that ends that conversation. This is kind of what I was talking about before. You don't want to end the conversation. It's dead in the water. So you want Facebook, you want that to last as long as possible. That's why you don't want to treat it like it's an inbox. You want to stoke the coals. Then when you come back, you can re-engage and you can respond for a little bit. And the instructor said that you want to reply to about 3 comments at a time. So reply to 3 comments and then leave it alone. 15, 20 minutes, come back. Well, he says come back in 45 minutes, but 45 minutes, I see a squirrel, I'm going on to something else and I'll forget. So then my post is going to be trickling down in the algorithm. So come back in about 45 minutes and comment again. You want to respond to 3, step away, let it simmer, come back, respond to 3. So you can see how one post that has a lot of engagement can last you all day long. So you don't have to post 4 times a day if you have 3 really good posts or 2 really good posts. I try to do 3 a day. But if you have 2 really good posts that are getting a lot of engagement, you can make those posts last all day long by stoking the coals and not trying to answer the questions all at one time or comment and reply all at one time. The other thing was when somebody shares your post, do you go to that post that they shared on their page and do you thank them for sharing it? You do, Bobby? Yeah. I can't see Paulette. She doesn't. Paulette, you're cheating. You don't have your camera on. So what you want to do when somebody shares your post is to go to their page and find the post and comment, hey, thanks for sharing, and then add a little bit more value to kind of whet the appetite of the person, of the people that's going to see her post. And then those people in her network, now you've expanded your network a little bit more, and then those people are going to see that you're adding value again, right? What else? Oh, he said always be, of course, we're always supposed to be upbeat, right? You know, thanks for sharing my post. You know, Eeyore, you should say, you know, thanks for sharing my post, or thanks for sharing the love. You know, it's like being really positive and reinforcing them sharing your stuff. Why? They're more apt to share the next post, or they're more apt to share more of your stuff. So Facebook says, oh, Becky Farron's posting really good stuff because Bobby shared it, Benita shared it, Nicole shared it, Paulette shared it. She must be really a very valuable content creator, right? So the more people share your stuff, you thank them for it, you give them more value, then you are more apt to be shared, as long as your stuff isn't about crawfish chimneys. Don't do that one. That one was not a good one. If you want more engagement, give more engagement. And that was the end of the course. So this was a quick pop-up, and it was mostly just about how to use your memories. And instead of wishing the birthday person, if it's Benita's birthday tomorrow, instead of wishing her a birthday on her page, what I would do is I would go find a memory of me and Benita, and I would comment on that memory. And I would say, hey, do you remember when we were in Austin at the whatever that hundreds of things that we've done together? we should go back to Austin and celebrate our birthdays. It's our birthday month or something like that, right? And then also remember that go into Messenger, because remember, Messenger has the same algorithm. It affects your algorithm the same way posting on Facebook does. Now, when you get to know me and we're friends, you'll probably get me singing you a birthday song in your Messenger. I don't claim to sing well, but I did teach Beyonce everything that she knows, even her dance moves. So when you get a birthday song from me, just know that that's special. It's real special, okay? But I will send me singing happy birthday, or I will send a cute birthday message, but I will also ask questions in that Messenger. What are you doing today? I hope you're gonna go do something fun. Be sure to share pictures, and then I'll end it with a question. Why? So that they have to answer, because our brains are programmed to answer questions when we're asked. And that keeps the conversation going, which therefore helps your algorithm. So we kind of got off track of rejuvenating, but I hope everybody understood those. If you have any questions, unmute yourself and ask, and hopefully I can answer them.
So I want to say something. One, your training is the fire. I loved it. I went in and started doing my memories because I've been on the run all day. So I want to show you guys something, because it couldn't have been more perfect, because I was like, wow, I wasn't getting a lot of engagement last year on some of my stuff. And I was like, oh, look, I got something with engagement. Let me go comment on it. So I'm going to show you guys. Let me share my screen. I'm going to show you guys, and we're doing this window share.
I need to learn how to do
it.
Yes.
So there's a little button that says share screen. I'll show you how whenever we're not on this thing.
Okay.
So you see 3 years ago it says, and let me see if I can make it bigger. Oh, it's not going to let me do anything. It says, I think we can all use a laugh. So only using a GIF, tell me what you're doing this weekend. And you see I have 44 comments on there. Well, I only had like 40 a minute ago. So I went to see who all posted, and I was like, okay, well, I already went in and did my due diligence and gave everybody a reaction. I did not speak to anyone except for she spoke to me there. But right here, 23 minutes ago, Tuesday, July 7th, 2020 at 8:38 p.m. while we were in training, I said, these still crack me up, with a little heart emoji. Guess what? 1, 2, 3. I just got another response. 4 people have commented on it. I didn't know Sandy Daniel 3 years ago. She wasn't on this post. I met Sandy Daniel last year. So if that tells you anything, Facebook says, oh, this was a good one, and they repopulated it in people's feeds. So let me stop the share so y'all see how that works. I was kind of super excited and nerdy about sharing that. So go in and find one of the things. Yes, and also one of the things is don't get caught up in what's going on in the world, because it's happened before. While I was also on there, I found that on July 7th, I posted, what's so important about being right? Why do we complicate our lives and aggravate our difficulties by insisting our views be accepted? And so if that doesn't resonate today like it did yesterday, and like it probably will tomorrow, unplug for a little while and just stay busy getting engagement with, and growing relationships with people, because that's really what it's all about. That's what Facebook wants us to do, and that's what we're in the business to do, is to know people and engage with them. So that's my 2 cents. If y'all have any more questions for Becky, go ahead.
I have one. You said comment on your friend's post with another friend. If they're not friends, how are they going to see your comment in their post unless their profile is public?
If their profile is public, they'll see it. But if it's private, they won't.
Okay, so what would you do in that case?
that's a good question. I don't know that you would be able to pull anybody in if they're private. I don't know if you're wanting, are you commenting on the private page person?
Either, I guess.
So if you're commenting on a person, okay, so if Nicole's page is set to private, I'm friends with Nicole, she made a post and I want to bring you in, but she's not your friend, I won't be able to. You'll come up gray and you'll never get notified. So if the comment was value, if it was about, not about direct sales, if it was about flower bulbs, and I knew that you were looking for a stargazer lily, and I knew that Nicole had stargazer lilies, I would probably put y'all in a messenger chat.
That's the same as a post on your Facebook.
Because the algorithm would be the same. Yeah. And that way, it doesn't matter if y'all aren't friends. That way, in Messenger, it doesn't matter if you're friends. I could drop you in the chat with Nicole and me and say, hey, this is my friend Nicole. She's got stargazer lilies. They're doing really, really well. And I thought maybe you could ask her questions since you're friends on Facebook. So now y'all are connected.
Okay.
Oh, I missed the chat. Danita, what was it that you said?
So what I was saying is here is an opportunity to create engagement on a post. Nicole posted stargazer lilies that are on private. You go in the comments and you say, Nicole, make this public so I can share. She says, okay, give me a minute, or I don't know how. You reply, okay, thank you, or click the 3 dots, right? Then she says, I did it, and you go, yay, okay. And then you go, at Bobby, check it out. She has stargazer lilies. Bobby says, hey, I've been looking for those. And Nicole says, I love them. What just happened? Facebook said, what just happened? They created a conversation on social media. So go for the ask. What's the worst that Nicole can say is, no, I just really want to keep these private. Okay, sister. Well, I know somebody who is interested. You're doing this publicly, right? On her page, well, privately, because she's a private page. You say, well, that's okay, sister. I have a friend who is interested. I'm going to put y'all in a message.
Yeah.
Okay? But
that's good.
Because then you're getting engagement on the page, and then if she doesn't want to make it public, that's okay. Then you're getting her into Messenger with someone else. And so a lot of times, like, someone that we know that is in our business will post something that brings value, that is not business related, but brings value. So we will connect other people to those people so that they can also see that they're using the same products, but whenever they think of who should I go to for those products, we're keeping in touch with them. And so it just creates a little third party validation, because like for you, Tupperware wise, right? If one of your people makes, one of your people who are, a cooker or whatever, she does food storage, I don't know, all the things, she makes sweet tea. If you tag somebody on that, they're going to see, oh, she's making sweet tea with this jug. I need to hit Bobby up because I need that jug because my husband loves sweet tea. And, you see what I'm saying? So that's a way that you can bring other people into posts that are going to normally be public, that are by other people that you know. More words.
Sometimes words are hard. Do what, Bobby?
I said that makes a lot of sense. But I do have one more question for you. You said you're using your emoticons again. How often do you use those?
Say that again.
How often do you use those?
I never use them unless I leave a thoughtful comment.
So leave a comment and then do it? I've
Yeah.
been wondering because I scroll through and it's like, oh, did I comment on that one? And then I have to go through and look at the comments. So I was like, well, I'm not using my emoticons because I don't want to mess up my algorithm. But, you know, I didn't know you were
Yeah.
doing that. I was like, wait a minute, we're not supposed to use those.
You can use them, but only after you leave a thoughtful comment.
Got it.
How's the Me No Likey going?
Oh, I've been doing great with it. I haven't used it. That's why I'm like, wait, she's using them. So,
Yeah. Well, how'd you do on Me No Likey? Good? Good. Paulette doesn't know Me No Likey. Paulette, we got to get you up to speed on the Me No Likey challenge. That's always a lot of fun.
she is in my downloading Tupperware right now, actually.
Okay.
She's one of my new recruits, so she's doing awesome right now. So I put the link in my Tupperware chat to try to get my group involved. So far, Miss Paulette's the only one that's actually been interested. So hopefully
That's awesome.
we'll get more. So
You will, as you learn, you know, as you attend them and you learn value, you learn and then you go back and share the value. You can say, you guys, y'all can be hopping on these Zooms with me and asking your questions, you know.
I shared the link, the last one, with one of the girls. She wanted to know, hey, how are you getting all these comments now when you weren't before? And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I got a video for you. So she's like, oh, well, let me watch that. So I was like, well, what'd you think of it? She's like, I thought you were funny in the end. I was like, hey, whatever. If you watched it all the way to the end, you got something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right. Nicole, did you want to say something?
I was trying to figure out how to unmute myself. I couldn't get it to unmute, but I was back to the no likey thing. It's getting easier. It's getting to be more of a habit now when you start doing it more and more. And I love the fact that you don't see nearly as many ads in your news feed anymore. That is fabulous, because I would always hide them and it takes forever to do that. So it's getting easier. Yeah. It's definitely getting easier.
Good. Good. Good, good, good. So does anybody else have any questions before we close it out? I don't want to keep y'all longer than we have to. Everybody good?
no, Miss Paulette, I'll send you the link for the other one if you want.
Yeah, because we're going to upload this one to.
No questions. Thank you.
No
Thank you
questions.
for the invite.
Okay. Awesome. We're so glad that you joined us. We try to do these twice a month, unless, you know, we get, what's the word? Really excited. We can't wait. we get overload of excitement and of content. We want to share while we're, you know, still excited and it's new. But what's so cool about this group, Paulette, is that while some of us may be with one company, you can see that there's other companies that are here too learning. This definitely is not come join our team, come be a driver with us. This is Elevate Women in Business. This is to help direct sales women and women who own their own business, help them grow and help them learn, because these things, most people have to go pay for these classes or these courses, and or they have to go attend a seminar or whatever, and not everybody can afford to do that. So what we decided to do when we started this group almost 2 years ago, I always lose track. Has it been 2 years already, Benita? I think it's been almost 2 years, but
Oh, no. It's going by fast.
yeah. So what we did when we birthed this group was to say that we want to bring value and we want to bring content and education and support to other women who own their own business, whether it's LuLaRoe, Thrive, Tupperware, Pampered Chef, whatever, or if you own a boutique, or if you are a tax preparer, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be something that we're going to talk about that somebody can get value from. And so we just, you know, invite all women who own their own business to come and, you know, sit in on these Zooms. And if nothing else, just listen and learn. And if you have something to add or a question to ask, this is always a private link. And yes, it's going to go up on YouTube, but it's usually just the speaker view once it gets on YouTube. But also now that we've got our sister leg over in Texas with Benita, their people are going to be able to add value as well. So when they do their pop-ups and when they do their events, we're going to know about them. So we can, you know, kind of learn from them. And then we also have a lady in Alexandria. She's a small business owner. She's one of our founding members, and she wants to start a eWIB in her area. So we'll have another leg soon. And so we are always connected by that business page. I am so excited for her. So we'll always be connected by that one main business page, and then each branch will have their own private group. And then that's where we connect and do the Zoom, so that the Zoom links aren't being shared publicly and we don't get creepers. So we're glad that you were able to come. Thank you, everybody, for sitting in on this mini pop-up. And I don't know what the next one's going to be about. I've got so many that I've been learning. And I know that Vanita's working on some things, and I know Kim's working on some things. So I don't know. If y'all have a topic y'all want to know more about, let us know. I'm focusing more on social media right now and how to use Facebook properly, because we all learned wrong. I haven't dove into Instagram yet, but that's going to be the next one. So if you have a topic you want to know about, be sure to shoot that over to us in the group or on the business page, so that somebody who has that information and has that knowledge can share. All right, Vanita, you want to close us out?
I do. I also want to add that you listed quite a few different kinds of businesses. Every business is, you know, we want you, but we also want you to share what your knowledge is. If you are a tax preparer and you know tax tips for small business people, then hey, we need to know those things. So whatever your strength is, we always want to tap into each other. And so, like Becky said, the trainings are phenomenal. People pay thousands and thousands of dollars for some of these trainings. And for us to take what we've learned somewhere and bring it to everyone else for free, that is elevating women in business. And so I'm excited. My tower has just went up. I'm waiting for new internet service. So I'm excited about that, so that I can start doing more without it being super fuzzy. But I do want to close us out in prayer, if that's okay with you guys. And then we will end this for the night. Normally we open, but we just didn't. So Lord, I thank you. I thank you for this meeting of the minds, God. I thank you that we have come together tonight and we have learned something new, God. You are always doing a new thing. God, we ask that you would be with each one of us and our families for generations and generations, God, that you would help us to serve you and be the light in a broken world, God. Put love in the hearts of all your people, Lord, and transform and heal our land. We thank you for all these things. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, ladies.
Thank you.
Have an amazing night, and we will see y'all on the next Elevate Women in Business.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Good
You
night,
guys are
everybody.
awesome.
Good night.